This is an heart attack. This is an heart attack. This is plantar fasciitis. Hi everyone, Braden here. Today I'm going to talk to you about plantar fasciitis. I'm going to teach you a few ways to get rid of plantar fasciitis, but first we have to understand what plantar fasciitis is. Now here is what the plantar fascia looks like at the bottom of the foot on one of my fancy apps. But today I'm going to hopefully explain to you what it is with my skeleton's foot and a rubber band. So the plantar fascia, which is this green part here, ignore this bit here, this is just the extra bit I've got. This is most useful when we are running or on our toes or jumping. This is because the foot is unstable when we're in this position, and it needs this strong piece of tissue at the back here to help it return back to a neutral position, and it also helps it stabilize the foot throughout this movement. So we know plantar fascia is the name of this, and itis just means it's a little bit irritated at the minute. Now we can physically see the plantar fascia and how it might work. We can then see how it might get damaged. And the main reason that we get plantar fasciitis is because this bad boy here gets overstretched. And this leads to damage or inflammation. Now we can see that the plantar fascia runs across the bottom of the foot. So the only ways that we can stretch this fascia is by pulling it this way or by pulling it that way. Usually a lot of pain with plantar fasciitis comes around the heel area, but it can spread down the foot. So some signs and symptoms that you might have plantar fasciitis. Pain when walking on the plantar fascia itself, usually around where it joins onto the calcaneus, especially first thing in the morning, taking our first few steps. So if it hurts more in the morning, when we're taking those first few steps, it's because this tissue overnight has tried to fix itself and it's joined back together, and the first few steps that we take in the morning pull on this tissue, this newly fixed tissue, and just rip it apart again. Another sign or symptom is pain on palpation or pain on touch. So just poking around the bottom of the foot, is that painful to do? If so, we could have plantar fasciitis. So we have increased pain on the plantar fascia when we go into dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is moving the foot this way. So it's painful on either active, where you do the movement yourself, or passive, where someone does the movement for you. So what could be causing your plantar fasciitis? Well, firstly, it could be your footwear. The incorrect shoe can lead to overstretching of the plantar fascia, which causes this plantar fasciitis. Overpronation in the foot. Some people call pronation flat feet. We'll be doing a video on flat feet, so keep an eye out for that. So we know that the plantar fascia needs to be stretched in order to get this plantar fasciitis. One way we could pull it is this way, which is probably that pronation of the foot or that flat-footedness. Another way could be something that pulls on the other end of this calcaneus bone, pulling the plantar this way, and that's your calf muscles. So if we have tight calves, that could be pulling the calcaneus up, which is causing the plantar fasciitis. So how do we get rid of plantar fasciitis? Firstly, I'd experiment with some soft tissue work. That means massage. Get yourself a nice firm ball. You can see you do get the massage balls with the spikes in as well, but for this case, I'm going to use the smooth one. We're then going to take a seat as it takes a little bit of load off, because this can be quite painful, and plonk our foot on top of that ball. What I want you to then do is roll the ball around the foot and find those areas that are painful. It's usually around the heel. So we massage around the heel with the ball, we push down onto the ball, we pull our toes up to create the stretch a little bit more, and we move around. We can not move around at all, we can press down on the ball and move our toes. That is a nice way to ease the symptoms quickly. Another thing you could do is use an instrument. Now this is called instrument assisted soft tissue mobilization. So what we can do with this instrument is start to work into this tissue. We can start to loosen all this tissue off so it makes it a lot less symptomatic, and it will reduce the pain. You can use your thumbs, they might just get tired, or you can just use a tablespoon. So this edge of a tablespoon here is fantastic to save the thumbs. We can just beat all this tissue up inside here, loosen it all off nicely. That's going to really ease the symptoms of this plantar fasciitis. It's going to increase the range of motion, and it's going to reduce some pain. Then what I do is loosen these calves somehow. Now I've just done a video on foam rolling, you could check that one out, and it shows you how to foam roll the calves. But you could also do some stretches on a step. You could do the same type of instrument assisted massage on the calf, or you could get someone to massage the calf. Either way, we need to loosen these calf muscles off somehow so it stops pulling up on this calcaneus bone and stretching the plantar fascia. Lastly, we need to sort out posture of the foot and everything else going on above it. Check out my video on do we need insoles to see a little bit more detail on flat-footedness and what might be causing it. But overpronation of the foot, or flat-footedness, or late supination, whichever you want to call it, that's fine, can be caused by inward rotation of the knee. So if the weight is traveling this way, that can give us a flat foot. If we have a flat foot, that is going to stretch this plantar fascia. So I would sort out posture above. So some nice simple fixes for plantar fasciitis. 1, consider the footwear that you have on. 2, try some self-massage. And 3, let's work on posture. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos, guys. I really hope you found this informative. I would be really grateful if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't yet, go onto my Facebook page and give that a like as well. Keep an eye out for any of the other videos that I might be posting, guys, and I'll see you next time.